I'm Christine, the anxious beginner. And that's Palais, our fearless captain. Together, we've bought a 45-foot sailboat, and we're ready for an adventure. Just came outside, and there's this crazy fog. You can't even see outside of the bay, but it's like only in the middle of the Puget Sound. I can see the tops of Seattle, and I see a boat coming into our harbor, but it's all whited out. That's so crazy, like how it's so isolated in that space. Weather is fun.
Is wearing this stylish helmet because he has to go on his one wheel to go get some propane. This island doesn't have very much propane. There is like 2 places to get it, or you have to do exchange tanks, and we can't do that because we have a specialized tank for our boat. So he has to go get the refill. It's about a 10-minute drive, but he's going to take the one wheel because we don't have a car.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the charger for the one wheel is left in Canada, and I only have 55%, which, based on the normal range, is like exactly enough to get there and back. So, crossing fingers, I don't have to carry the propane and my one wheel. I decided to take a little detour. The fastest route, or most direct route Google suggested in cycling directions, spends a bunch of time on the highway, and riding on the highway just doesn't feel that great. So took a little detour, should be slightly longer, hopefully not too much longer. We got a nice downhill here, so maybe we'll save some power. This looks like a very long hill. Hopefully it doesn't suck up too much juice.
And while Palais is away on his find propane mission, I am filling up our tanks with water. We are down to our last tank.
So I got my propane tank filled. Unfortunately, I had 65% when I left, and I had 32% right now. So I need like 0.5% more to get home into. I'm crossing my fingers because the last long stretch before we get back to the dock is all downhill. So hopefully we get to the top of that hill, and then we'll be good going down. So I'm just a little over halfway back beside the Bainbridge Island Fire Station here. We've just made it to the top of the biggest hill, and I still have 17%, and halfway back should use about 16%, so it looks like we'll be making it back to the dock. It's just barely, maybe even a little bit extra, because it's mostly downhill from here. But my arms are getting a little tired, so I think I'll take a break and do some stretches. So I made it back, and despite the fact it looked iffy halfway there, because I was at the top of the hill, it turned out it was no problem at all. I still have 13% power left. So we won't be doing that again until we get my charger back. But we have propane. We can make food again.
I filled up our tanks. We should clean the decks.
Yeah.
And eat some ice cream and eat some food. So
and heat up our leftover Mexican now that we have propane.
Showers. We have water. guys don't know this, but I smell.
Apparently we've just been transported to Australia because the Australia Beach Patrol has notified us that we have to watch out for sharks here.
Once we took advantage of all the resources that the dock had to offer, we sailed on over to a cozy nearby anchorage. It was a slow-paced, light-wind sail. Once we arrived at the entrance of the anchorage, we were greeted by Mama and baby porpoise, who continued to play around the boat for the weekend.
Here, porpoise, porpoise, porpoise. Here, porpoise, porpoise, porpoise.
Looks like the seaweed came to visit. I don't know if we've mentioned before how we keep finding things we didn't realize we had on this boat, but Christine was just inspecting our life sling and discovered some tackle, some snatch blocks at the bottom of our life sling container. I have no idea why these would have been stored here, but we have more gear.
If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to join us on the next adventure, hit subscribe.